A lone traveler driving down a secluded stretch of road late at night notices a young woman standing at the side, her head bowed, her thumb outstretched. She's pale, her clothes tattered, and her voice barely above a whisper when she asks for a ride. The driver agrees and she gets into the back seat. For the first few minutes, the car fills with an unnatural chill, but she says nothing. When the driver glances in the rearview mirror, she's gone. Later, upon telling locals about the experience, they reveal the woman died years ago on that very road, struck by a car while waiting for a ride. Drivers who pick her up report strange occurrences, vehicles breaking down, mysterious scratches on the car, and in rare cases, vivid nightmares of her standing outside their home. In a dense forest in Eastern Europe, locals warn against venturing too deep after dark. The legend goes that travelers who wander into the heart of the forest begin to hear whispers. The voices are soft at first, calling their name, begging for help. Those who follow the voices vanish without a trace. One hiker who returned described a horrifying experience. The whispers led him to a clearing where shadows moved unnaturally, stretching and writhing like living things. He managed to run back to the village but was found days later in his home, his ears stuffed with cotton and his eyes wide with terror. He never spoke again. In the Midwest United States, there's a peculiar story of a staircase deep in the woods. It's pristine, made of white stone, and completely out of place. Hikers who stumble upon it report an inexplicable urge to climb to the top. Those who do often experience something strange. Time seems to shift, their memories grow foggy, and some report waking up miles away from the staircase with no recollection of how they got there. A park ranger once climbed it during a routine patrol. He was found 3 days later, wandering in a daze, mumbling about seeing a figure at the top who looked just like him, but with hollow eyes. Stories of black-eyed children began circulating in the 1990s, but this tale is from a remote village in South America. One evening, a woman answered a knock at her door to find 2 children standing there, heads lowered. They asked in unison to be let inside, their voices oddly monotone. When she refused, they looked up, revealing pitch-black eyes and pale faces. The woman slammed the door, but later that night, her child woke up screaming, saying they had been in his room. The child fell ill soon after and spoke of recurring nightmares where the black-eyed children stood by his bed, whispering incomprehensible words. In a historic hotel in London, there's a legend about room 207. Guests who stay there have reported waking up in a completely different room, with no windows and no doors. The air feels heavy, and the walls seem to pulsate. They report hearing knocks from inside the walls and a faint voice repeating, "You shouldn't have come here." One couple managed to record their experience. The video showed the room gradually darkening, their screams echoing into silence. They were found the next morning in room 207, unconscious, clutching the camera. No one has stayed in that room since.